National Economic Council commends Nigeria's Sovereign Investment Authority's performance. Central Bank of Nigeria commences e-Naira Phase 2 as transactions hit 4 billion naira. Oil dips as slowdown worries limit price gains. This is Business Express on the network service of the NTA, and we are reaching you from Abuja, the nation's capital. I am Benny Adams, your guide. Good to have you join us at this time, and it's about that time also we talk business. The National Economic Council has commended the management of the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority for posting impressive financial results in the last 9 years. Council also received a presentation on a state action enabling business environment reform program in collaboration with the World Bank.
For the 9th year in a row, the NSIA has consistently remained profitable, closing the year 2021 with a performance of 153.8 billion naira.
The program under the World Bank will cover $750 million. The operation is $730 million for performance, and then $20 million for technical assistance.
e-Naira has witnessed about 200,000 transactions worth 4 billion naira since the initiative was launched. Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele, who disclosed this in Abuja at the grand finale of the e-Naira Hackathon, added that the payment platform has also seen 840,000 downloads and about 270,000 active wallets, comprising over 252,000 consumer wallets and 17,000 merchant wallets.
Intended to seek solutions that will drive financial inclusion, SMEs growth, and the creation of startups, facilitate cross-border trades and transfers, as well as international remittances and FX exchanges.
Hackathon is just a big name for harnessing ideas, and that is what we are hoping to get the private sector, who usually are better than the public sector in innovation. And with this, we think there's going to be a lot more new ideas that will create jobs, that will create employment, and bring in values into our financial services.
From that innovation, let's see how much the Naira is exchanging for other currencies. Making money is a sovereign human activity that is universally recognized as a natural right, and even in the face of economic uncertainties, today's global marketplace is still provides opportunity for discerning investors and companies who are willing to look beyond obstacles of ideology and culture. This is why on Business Express for today, we will be taking a look at issues around wealth creation amid economic uncertainty. And to do justice to this is a financial advisor, MoneyWise International, Toyin Alasi. She joins us via Zoom from Lagos. Mrs. Alasi, you're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you for having me today.
Good. Let me start by asking you, what is wealth and what is wealth creation? Let's start from there.
Yeah, all right. So wealth is basically an individual's net worth or a company's net worth. So you're talking about what the person owns as against what they owe. So that's what wealth is. And wealth creation is a process of amassing assets as against liabilities. So every time you're checking your net worth, you want to net off what you owe out of what you own. That's your net worth. So if you owe $1 million and you have $2 million, you own it, then your net worth is 2 million minus 1, and that is 1 million. So that's your wealth, basically.
Okay, talking about wealth, as in what you have as against what you possibly owe, are we talking about the likes of the Denugas and the Dangotes?
Well, yes, they are wealthy, but wealth creation is not exclusive to them. So what they've learned to do is to create assets in cash, in business, investments, and all of those. So anybody can actually take these principles and start working their way up the wealth ladder as well. So yes, they're wealthy, but wealth creation is not exclusive to them.
Okay, in practical terms, possibly in our environment, can one actually create wealth from, let's say, starting with a capital of like 30,000 naira?
Oh yeah, sure. It's 30,000 naira sounds little, but with 30,000 naira, there are a lot of places you can invest. Don't forget, it is what you do with the money that makes you wealthy. So that 30,000 naira, are you creating assets? If you are doing that, then regardless of where you put it, if you keep doing that consistently, you build wealth. So with 30,000 naira, you can invest on the stock market. With 30,000 naira, you can start a business. So, and those are assets that you're creating. So you can decide to save up the 30,000 naira in a high-yielding savings account. That is some form of asset. So there's a lot you can do with 30,000 naira. Though it looks like it's small, but it can get you started.
Over a long period of time, I guess.
Yes, definitely. Wealth building takes time. It has to be put into an investment vehicle consistently over a period of time. That's how you build wealth.
Okay, so are there laws or possibly rules one should abide to if one is going to build wealth, possibly from as low as the 30,000 naira we'll talk about?
Yeah, so the first law is savings. So regardless of how low you earn, you must set aside a portion of it consistently. Never spend all you earn. Once you have that in place, you can then start investing. So you take that amount you're setting aside and you keep investing in a particular investment vehicle consistently. And of course, you also have to then think about protecting your investments, but that's at the level, not at the early stage when you start. You may not need that, but as you grow, you then start thinking about protection issues like insurance and all of that. So there are different laws of wealth, but basically start with saving money, never spend all you earn, and then whatever you save up, set it aside in an investment vehicle consistently. That's the trick.
How safe the savings environment?
Say again. How safe is the savings environment? Well, saving today, when you think about it for wealth creation, you may not want to save because you can't create wealth by saving money.
Okay.
All right? It's just like a starting point. So, but when savings has its place, when you think about emergencies, when you think about basic needs, that's what you save for, short-term goals. But when you're thinking wealth creation, you have to think investments. But for some people, because they don't have a lot of income, they have to still accumulate the savings to be able to get started sometimes. So it's just your starting point, but you can't create wealth with just savings, because I mean, you don't the best savings will give you highest maybe 12% today, and that does not come near an inflation of almost 20% as we speak right now. So saving is not very safe when you think wealth creation. It just helps you to take care of basic things financially.
Okay, let's get this service for free. You're a financial advisor for a young businessman starting up a business and actually needs capital. Waiting to get capital, maybe from banks or whichever way one could get capital to start up a business can be a challenge, and saving from little can also be a challenge. What is the way to go?
Getting capital can be a challenge if you don't have an idea or a solution that the market wants. So the first thing I would suggest is your solution addressing a particular problem that is major? So if you have a good solution with proper fine-tuning and training, you would get capital. There are a lot of grants, there are a lot of investors, venture capitalists, you have different kinds of individual investors. You can bootstrap your company for years, family funding and all sorts. So it depends on the idea more than there is no access to funding. Because when you talk in the world of venture capitalists, for example, they say, we have the money, we don't know where to put it, because it's tough to find ideas that will probably scale or that are real solutions to real problems that people are going through. So the first thing I'll advise is sit down and come up with a solution that addresses a major problem and fine-tune that idea enough and start pitching to the appropriate places.
So it's not just about having the money, talking about capital, but how to put it, talking about the idea for it to materialize is a way to create.
Yeah, because you can market and it will blow up in your face, and then the whole money is down the drain. So you need to put in a lot of work. So start first of all to find out, create like a product market fit. Does the market need my solution? What is the problem? And that comes by you doing a lot of surveys and getting people's idea of it. And then you now create a product that suits that problem. And then you start to ideate till you have a proper product that the market is ready for. And that takes a process. So we need to sit down, put in the work beyond just the money. If you have good ideas, I dare to say that you'll have the right investors for them.
Well, investment can be risky. What are those things to look out for to manage risk?
Okay, first of all, don't stick out for very high returns in low-risk investments. The law of economics is the higher the risk, the higher the return. So when you see someone say you don't have to do anything, just from the comfort of your home, you're just going to make 30% of your money per month, then that is high risk. So, and that also depends on where you are financially. There's something called risk balancing. So there's a time where you can take risks. There's a time where all you need to focus on is to build your secure basket, something that you can always fall back to no matter what. So it depends on where you are financially when it comes to risk and investment. If you don't have savings, for example, in government bonds, that you can always, you're sure that your capital is preserved, you are not a candidate for crypto just yet. You need to have a secure basket so that if something goes wrong on the crypto market, you're not completely at a loss. So it's called risk balancing. So first of all, determine where you are financially and then start looking for where you can put your money. First of all, build your secure basket, your risk basket, dreams basket, and on like that.
Well, today with mobile phones readily available to virtually everyone around, there are a lot of investment opportunities. You open your phone, you see pop-ups, invest this and get this, put this and put that. A lot of online businesses. So what is that one should look out for? Not to fall victim. We have a lot of Ponzi schemes ongoing and all of that. Some are regulated, some are unregulated, and a good number of Nigerians don't know which is which. What advice do you offer at this point?
I would say go in. There are a lot of wealth creation tools, for example, in Nigeria that is government regulated. Start with those. For example, you have the Nigerian exchange group, the stock market. you can start from there. You know that that's regulated. So you're not likely to just lose your money anyhow. Start from there. The next one, you can use asset management firms. Like there are a lot of them. Just go to the SEC platform. You see all the licensed fund managers that you can start investing with. Always start from such secure platforms. Don't try to take steps on your own when you're not sure what you're supposed to do yet. So start from there, and then there has to be a lot of learning. If you don't understand that investment, first of all, don't invest in it. The first key to successful investing is actually to investigate. Make sure you have enough information on your hand before you go into it. So, but I would advise that you go with regulated industries. There are a lot of financial technology apps as well where you can invest today. Most of them are licensed. Go with the licensed one. That way you are making it some sort of protection for your funds.
Well, in advanced economies, you hear people speak of financial or business advisors. Do you think Nigerians do this often, and should we do it? Yes, you're offering some free advice at this point, but for one to succeed in business, do you actually need an advisor that will keep tabs of your progress in business from startup to building up to accomplishment?
Yes, you do. Categorically, yes. And I say that because from my experience working, I realized that the gap was actually in knowing what to do with my money the moment I started to earn money. So every employee or any business person, the moment you're starting out, you need an advisor in your corner. Now, it doesn't have to be paid. You can have them as friends. You can have them as mentors. You can have them as distant mentors, people you just follow online that you're learning from. But you must make sure that you're getting financial advice from time to time. It will make the whole difference in your financial journey if you start out with an advisor from the get-go.
Well, before I let you go, we need one more or two more words of advice. In the face of these uncertainties, how can business owners preserve the wealth they have so that we have issues of inflation? Let such capital not be eroded.
Yeah, so one of the first things you need to do is to look at places where your investment can be protected against inflation, and one of them is the stock market. You can buy shares. The stock market has yielded way above inflation consistently for years, so that's one place where you can protect your funds. You can also protect your funds a little by diversifying your portfolio. So instead of staying in one industry, you can spread around multiple industries. Remember during COVID, some industries actually gained from COVID while some went down. So someone with an investment in multiple industries will not feel the 100% impact of COVID like someone who just has an investment also, the proverbial don't put all your eggs in one basket kind of thing. So diversify your investment. Also, there are some savings plan that helps you at least gain some money on your savings as against just leaving it in the bank doing nothing. Up to 12%, 13%, you can use those vehicles as well.
Wow, thank you so very much, Toyin Alasi, financial advisor, for sharing your thoughts with us at this particular point in time. We'll get you over and over because we need more advice.
Thank you very much for having me again. Bye-bye.
Moving on, oil dips as slowdown worries limit price gains. Details of this and more after this commercial break.
The Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDA, is a one-stop shop for micro, small, and medium enterprises in Nigeria. Established by an Act of Parliament in 2003, SMEDA has over the years supported and empowered MSMEs to start business and stand on their own. Our core mandates include initiating and articulating policy ideas for small and medium enterprises growth and development, promoting and facilitating development programs for MSMEs, MSMEs and providing support services to accelerate the development and modernization of MSMEs operations. Come to Smedan today and start a small business. Think big, start small. For further information, please visit our website www.smedan.gov.ng or our social media handles. You can also visit any of our state offices nationwide.
Well, the program is Business Express, and it's good to have you join us and continue to be with us now and always. And moving on, the Federal Inland Revenue Service is urging corporate entities to not only remit their taxes as at when due, but also take advantage of Presidential Executive Order 007 of 2019, which allows for tax credit. This was at the presentation of Certificate to Management of the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas Limited, LNG, in Abuja.
Ready to pay their debts before the expiration period of 24 hours.
Over $10 billion US dollars as tax, and also giving back approximately $18 billion as dividend.
The service recorded unprecedented collection of over 6 trillion in the year 2021. Set its sight on her performance this year. There is no doubt that the service can achieve its target with taxpayers like LNG.
Let's now see prices of other commodities on the global commodities market. The Nigerian stock market has continued to maintain its positive as one of the best performing stock markets in the world despite global economic crisis. This is coming as stakeholders of the sector strategize on how to improve on this feat at the Securities and Exchange Commission's second virtual capital market committee meeting in Abuja.
Continue to work towards reducing the volume of unclaimed dividends and reiterated that stiff penalties will be meted out to any stakeholder whose action appears to frustrate the efforts of the Commission on this objective. The Commission noted that in spite of its efforts in the implementation of the Electronic Dividend Mandate Management System, EDMMS, investors have continued to lament the delayed payments of e-dividend and the cumbersome manual process, among other shortcomings. A large number of investors are also still unaware of the EDMMS and have not mandated their accounts. The Commission will, however, continue to create awareness in this regard. Capital market operators must also do more to demonstrate through their activities an efficient capital market that prioritizes the interests of investors.
And the capital markets in Nigeria closed trading for the week on a negative note. The NGX all-share index depreciated to 49,370.62 basis points. 132.232 million shares were traded by investors on the floor of the exchange in 3,045 deals, valued at 1.625 billion naira. Market capitalization dropped to 26.628 trillion. Jais Bank and ICO Insurance were among the top traders for the day. And now a quick look at the global market.
Investor sentiment has been warm on the global stock market since midweek, after minutes from the Federal Reserve's July meeting showed policymakers would not consider pulling back on interest rate hikes until inflation came down substantially. European markets were lower Friday, tracking global uncertainty as investors chart the course for monetary policy. The DAX dipped 0.64%, the CAC also declined 0.43%, and the FTSE gained just 0.07%. US stock futures were also lower on Friday, dimming hopes that the S&P 500 could grind out another positive week. Futures for the S&P 500 fell 0.8%, while those tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average dipped 0.63%, and Nasdaq 100 futures sank 0.88%. Markets in Asia Pacific were mixed, taking their cues from a muted Wall Street. Japan's Nikkei 225 finished flat at 28,930.33. The Shanghai Composite fell 0.59% to 3,258.08, and the Hang Seng Index closed 0.05% higher at 19,773.03. While this week has seen relatively muted moves in African markets, the region saw even more negative sentiment this Friday as nearly all stocks were in red, with only Ghana's GSE Composite marginally positive.
Global Update ends Business Express for today. A fresh edition will come your way on Monday by 3 p.m. Do join us then.
Driving the rain.
It depends on the velocity of the rain.
"24 hours a day, 7 days a week.